Well, today ought to be a fun one. We're heading up to an area that I've looked at for years, but I just never got the opportunity to work it. It's a chunk of, I'm not sure if it's high bench or old channel, but it's up off the river just a ways. This time of year, the river's going to be running too high to work the river. You want to work the river when it's down at its lowest. That way you get to look at the most bedrock possible. So this area should have some gold. Not sure because never have worked it, but it's going to be fun to go up and take a look at it anyway. Well, we got to get packed up and get out of here. The drive's not too bad, but once we get there, we got one heck of a hike to get back up in there. So I want to do the hike while it's cool in the morning. So let's get going. Okay, well, that was the easy part of the trip, the nice easy drive in. Now we gotta pack up and head on down the hill. Sun's just starting to get up, so better get moving because it's gonna get warm. Okay, well, I hiked in the spot I've been wanting to look at. Quite a hike. It's not too bad right now because it's still fairly early in the morning. Nice and cool, but I'm not looking forward to the hike out. Now this area here is an old bench that's, oh I don't know, probably looking down there, I'm probably 50 feet above the river. I'm not sure if it's an old bench or part of an old channel. I'm leaning towards an old channel, looking at the size of the rock. This right here is a boulder, and there's some big boulders in here. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but this draw right here was worked pretty hard by the old timers, and there's a kind of a ridge of rocks down the center of it. So we know there was gold in here because they worked this pretty good. The question is, how much gold did they leave? That's what we're here to find out. Now, when we're detecting an area like this, when you're detecting up out of the river, it's a little bit tougher, a little slower going, because all the trash that's been dropped over the years, the stuff the original miners left, the stuff in the 30s, and up to present day, any trash that was thrown away, anything that was dropped, is still sitting right where it hit the ground. In the river, all that trash, a lot of it has been washed away. Over the years, it's been condensed with the current. It's been dropped out in the catches. In the river, finding the metal trash is actually a good thing because that's where the heavies are dropping. You can find gold in with it. Up here, that's not the case. It's just trash. And you have to dig every target. I dig every target. If you don't, you're going to lose gold. So it slows you down because some places there's a lot of trash and you got to dig all that trash. So what we're going to do is we're going to start down low and we're going to work on up. And I can't wait to check this out. So let's grab the detector and the gear and get started. Okay, right in here looks like a really good spot to me. You got a lot of bench gravel up there. This is all bedrock right here. You got a lot of wash here where this stuff has been washed down off the hill. There's some nice cracks going through here, all along in here. So we're going to take a look at these, see what we can turn up. Now when you're detecting, you want to make sure you keep your loop as close to the ground as you possibly can. Your speed, you don't want to go too slow because your machine has ground canceling capabilities, and if you go too slow, it may cancel out your target. You don't want to go real fast either because you got to give it time to react. But you keep your loop as close to the ground as you possibly can, and hopefully you got a loop cover on your loop so you don't wear your loop out. Now your coil here, what your signal is seeing is like an inverted loop. Up here my coil's 9 inches. Down here my coil, the target area I'm seeing is probably only like 2 or 3 inches. So it's very important that you make sure you keep the coil aimed at the deepest part of your crevice. If your crevice is going off on an angle like this and you're running your coil straight, down here at the bottom of the crevice you're missing it. You're not detecting the crevice, you're detecting the rocks next to it. So you have to always pay attention to the angle that your loop is, and imagine a line going down from there, and that's your optimum detecting area. So we're going to work up this crevice and the hillside here. I like to always work uphill. Now when you're going along, just make sure you move at a decent speed, you're not in any big hurry, and just keep checking and make sure. We got us a good sounding target right there. Okay, well, let's grab your tools and open this up. Okay, I don't know how well this camera's going to show this, but our target's right here in this low spot on the bedrock. So we'll just dig everything out and find our first 22 bullet. Okay, with this type of detecting, my first go-to tools are my thin crevicing tool, and make sure you sharpened it. I actually got around to sharpen it before I headed out today. And then I use a small gold pan just to put the material in, because you don't want to chase it down the hill. So we'll just clean this out. Lot to leave. Now, what I do is I just take, I don't really worry about narrowing down the target to begin with. I just kind of take everything off the top, get it all cleaned up so I can see what I'm doing, but I throw everything in the pan. Because you really don't know what the target is. It could be a piece of wire right on the surface. You just don't know. So what you do is you throw everything in the pan until you get the area cleaned up. Now we know what we're dealing with here. We got it all cleaned out. Everything's in the pan, so we'll check the pan before we discard it. Okay, you can see we have nothing in the pan, so we can just go ahead and husk that. Now we'll work on narrowing our target down. Okay, sounds like it's over in this area, so we'll do a little more cleaning down in that area. Whoa, right there. I don't know if the camera shows that, but there is our first piece of gold of the day. Not a bad way to start the day. My first target is a nice little nugget, and I was fully expecting a 22 shell. Okay, now we found a nice little hunk of gold here, so we know there's gold here. And you know, to be honest with you, very seldom do you pick up a piece of gold on your first target. But it's really an advantage because now we have an area we know there's gold here. Once you pull the target out, make sure you thoroughly check that hole. It doesn't hurt, even if you don't get a reading. It doesn't hurt to just dig out some material and pan it because you know there's gold here. And But they say you don't want to leave gold to look for gold. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just dig some of this dirt out of here. And take it down and pan it. This is actually a very good lesson here. You can see right here is a real nice crevice. Well, that piece of gold was right here. A lot of people will dig out these really nice crevices and ignore the side stuff. And over the years, countless times I've found gold just outside of the really nice crevice. People have a tendency to just look in the deep one and then go off to the next one. So you want to check the whole area. Before we leave, we're going to check everything here, but I just want to see what type of sand is down in this hole, if we got a good concentration here or not. See, now this crevice has been cleaned before because I'm not digging any dirt out of here or any gravel. I'm digging dirt. Now that little crack we found that nugget in, we want to make sure we thoroughly clean that, because if it's got one piece of gold in it, the odds are it's got more. You never know, but you always really clean those crevices out if you find anything in it. Okay, we've got this thing cleaned out, not well, but the preliminary cleaning. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at it with the metal detector again, and then we're going to check our pan with the metal detector. Okay, we got nothing in the crevice, and we have nothing in the pan. Okay, I'm going to run this down to the river and pan it out real quick and see if there's any fine stuff in there. Well, I panned that out and there wasn't so much of a speck in there. So at this point, I believe my metal detector that there's nothing else in there. And I don't want to waste time digging on a crevice. I'm not sure at this point. There's a lot of other crevices here. I want to go check them out. So let's get back to detecting. Okay, we have another small target here. One of the things I wanted to let you know is a lot of times when I'm filming, I'll pull my headphones off so that I can talk and you can also hear the detector, hopefully. But when you're nugget hunting, in my opinion, headphones are an absolute must. They improve the battery life of the detector because it's a lot easier to run those speakers in that headphone than it is this big speaker on the box. And it will also allow you to hear those faint targets, especially when you're right alongside a river like I am, where the river is noisy as can be. So, in my opinion, if you're not wearing your headphones, you're pretty much wasting your time. Okay, well let's dig this up, see what we got. Okay, this target is nowhere near as large as the last one. We're going to pull all this stuff off to the side. Now that target was right in here somewhere. Get my snips. Pruning shears. Never leave home without them. Okay. That'd be enough to check it with the metal detector. That target is still there. Okay, let's check it with the metal detector one more time. Okay, we got the target out. All right, we have it in the pan. Okay, we got it in the pan. So what we're going to do now, I move all my material over to one side of the pan, run it over the loop, and then you set what you run over the loop onto the other side of the pan. And you just keep doing that until you get your target. All right, we got our target in this hand. Okay, nothing. Just keep throwing everything back in the pan and just divide the material in half till you get it down. Okay. Up, we got us another piece of gold. We are 2 for 2. Nowhere near as big as the first one, but I'll tell you what. Normally, detecting is not like this. We are having a really good day because you'll find a piece of gold out of every 100 targets normally. Get up here so you can see it, and hopefully I don't drop it and have to find it again. I don't know if you can see that or not. Not a big piece, but it's definitely a piece of gold. We're going to keep on working this right up, right where we're finding the gold right in this area. So we just keep working up the hill in this area. Every little crack, crevice, even if you don't see anything, it only takes a second to check it with the detector. And, you know, it's obvious that somebody has already worked this main crevice and they just skip the crevice on the side. So the advantage of the metal detector is we can check every single crack. Okay, we've pretty much searched this area out. We're going to go around the corner here and continue on. We haven't been able to turn up another target, but this bench goes on for probably another 100 feet or so, so we'll just keep working upstream and checking it out. Okay, we just picked up a target back under here. I would imagine it's not showing real well with the light, but there's a nice crevice right here. Down in here I got nothing, but back up in here I've got a target. Now it sounds like a iron target to me, but like I say, when you're nugget hunting, you have to dig every single target. If you don't, you're just kidding yourself. Because that may be a chunk of iron and it may be laying right on top of a nugget. You just never know. So I dig every single target. Okay, let's get the tools out and get to work. And now we're working under a rock here, so it's not so very easy, but we got some really good packed gravel here. So that part is good. What we're going to do here is we're just going to dig everything we can out. I'm not even going to worry about pinpointing the target until I get the top gravel off of everything. Otherwise you're just kind of wasting your time. You want to get the crevice cleaned up, see where all the cracks are, see everything, that you can, and then from that point you can get in here and pinpoint, because you can see a lot better where the gold might be hiding. Okay, well, we finally got the rocks out of the way, so now we're going to check it with the metal detector, see if we can pinpoint the target a little better. Go ahead and pull these headphones off, so hopefully you can hear what's going on. We got a small target there that sounds like a good target, and then we got a iron target back there. But see, we're down on the creek now, and so the stuff that's in here has been deposited by the water. So if there's a chunk of iron in there, that's a good thing. That means that it's dropping heavy things there. So it really doesn't matter if it's iron or not. We're going to dig that target out, because there could just be, all kinds of gold right in there with the iron. And, that's what you're looking for, is where the heavies are falling out. So let's dig some of this gravel out. We'll pan it out and see if we got some gold. I'm hoping we're 3 for 3 on this. Okay. Let's pan this out. See what we got. While we're panning, we gotta keep an eye out for our target, because we got an iron target, so it'll pan out a little easier than the gold will. So this first pan here is all our top material. There. See what we got here? Got one little tiny speck of gold there. I don't know if it's showing that or not, but there's a little teeny tiny piece. We're gonna put that back in the river for seed gold, let it grow up. Okay, we got the target in the pan, and I'm not getting any more readings in the crevice, so whatever it was is in the pan, and there it is right there. Okay, that was our iron target. Looks like a chunk of wire or something. So let's pan this on out, see if we got anything else in there. There's another piece of metal. That's an old square nail there. No wonder the detector was sounding off like that. Now the question is there any gold in there, or is it just all iron? Got one little piece of gold, and looks like a small piece of lead. I don't know if the camera focusing on that or not, but another little tiny piece of gold, and we're going to turn that one loose too. Let them grow up to nice big nuggets. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, we got us a target right here in this crack. So let's dig her out, see what we got. Okay, we'll take a look and see what we got here. I think I can see that piece of gold right there. Yeah, we got a piece of gold right there. Let me get the camera down here and show you that. I'm not sure how well this camera's showing this, but you can see a piece of gold right there. See if we can get it with the tweezers. I got it. Whoa, it's bigger than I thought. Nice piece of gold right there. All right. Not very thick, but a nice big flake. Okay, let's see if we got anything else in there. Okay, that seems to be the only target that was there. Yeah, I'm not getting any other targets, so we'll move on. Now when you're going over the bedrock, you want to make sure you keep your loop down as close as you possibly can to the cracks and crevices, but be mindful of which way you got it aimed. Because if I'm looking at a crevice right here, and I have my loop aimed like this, I'm not looking in that crevice. I'm looking over here in this rock. So you want to make sure your loop is aimed into the crevice. Okay, looks like we got us a target right there. You know, this crevice here, we've got our target is right in this area, but we have all this just fractured with the rocks jammed in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to break all this out of here and just throw it all in the pan. Hopefully if there's a nugget in there, we'll see it as we're doing it. Okay, let's see if we can get this broke loose. Okay, make sure there's no gold stuck on the rocks. That target was right in here. We're just going to take all this, clean it out, and put it in the pan. Well, let's check that crevice and see if we got the piece of gold out of it, or whatever it was. Okay, we don't have a target there anymore, so let's check our pan now. Okay, it is definitely in the pan, so let's take the pan down to the creek and see what we got. I didn't see anything when I was digging it out, so we'll find out in a second. Okay, got this panned out and found a target, which is that piece of iron right there, but we also have some gold in there with it. We have our target, which is these two pieces of metal, but you can see here we got some fine gold and a little piece of lead there. So that's why you want to dig every target, because you never know what's in there. That's not a bad little crevice there. There, grab the snuffer bottle and clean that up. Well, it looks like we got us another target right in here. Okay, well, we'll dig this whole area out right in here and dig down and pan it just like we did the last crevice, and hopefully we'll find some more gold. While digging that crevice out, I came across a piece of gold. I don't know if that's really hard. I don't know if this camera is showing it. It's really hard to see it in this light. But while I was digging the crevice out, I came across a target, which was this nice little nugget here. I don't know if that's focusing on that or not. But I'm going to go ahead and dig that crevice out, see if there's any more gold down there, but that was definitely my target right there. Nice little piece. Little chunky piece. Okay, we got that panned out, and we did find some nice little gold. It was down in the bottom of that crevice. You can see there, not too shabby. Nothing big, but a lot of little fine pieces. Okay, we're gonna have to keep moving because it's starting to get late and it's getting warm down here. Well, the high water's got us blocked for going up any further. If we want to go further upstream, we're going to have to swim, and I'm not getting in that creek. It's cold and it's high. So we're going to start heading back in the same direction we came. We'll keep our eyes out for any crevices on the way, but so far we've had one heck of a day, and we got a good at least hour and a half to 2 hour hike to get out of here, so we're going to start heading in that direction. Well, we're back at the truck. I picked up a few 22 bullets on the way out, but that was about it. All in all, we had an excellent day today. I got no complaints about today. We did real well. I dumped all the gold here in the pan, and I'm see if I can get a close-up here of it so you can see how we did. Well, I'd say that was a pretty good looking pan of gold right there. I'm pretty happy about today. Well, I wish every day could be like this, but hey, even if we didn't find any gold, it'd still be a good day. We're in the hills, we're looking for gold, life's good. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll get notification when I do another video. And hopefully the season's early, we're just getting started. I'm planning on hitting the hydraulic pits with the metal detector, and I'm going to go up and do a little more crevicing. I got a couple of hillsides I want to check out, so it's going to be a full season. So until then, you have a wonderful day. Okay, let's weigh the gold and see what we got. There's that first nugget we found. 1.73 pennyweights. And here's the rest of the gold. Total of 4.21 pennyweights.